You guys are waiting already? Oh, thank you guys. And thank you for the like as well. I really appreciate it. So I'm just getting myself comfortable, guys. Thank you guys, this book has been meant to be read like, I don't know, what, 2 weeks ago. So I'm really sorry in the delay of it. But God had called me to do other things, so yeah, he had called me to do other things. Hi Jordan, how are you? How are you all? Thank you guys for coming in. Oh, thank you Naomi for coming in. How are you? How are you guys? So today I'm just reading the book of Ruth. It's a short book in the Bible, but it's still got a message to it. Just like every book in the Bible has a message, and um yeah, I just chose this book because as I said, it's a short book, but it's got a nice message to it. So I just sorry guys, I can hear something. So I just thought I would come and read the book of Ruth. As I said, I was meant to read it like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. But I took a break from posting for like 9 days, something like that. Um, and now I'm back with a plan. I'm back with a plan. So yes, I'll be reading the book of Ruth this week, and then next week it is the book of Jonah. Hi, Raj. I'll be reading the book of Jonah next week, Friday, and then April I've got something planned because April is the month that I got saved. So April is like a very special month for me. So I'll make an announcement probably like next week what I'll be doing for April, for the month of April, and then for the month of May. I will be doing not from the month of May, but from May I'll be doing the first 5 books of the Bible. So yeah. I can't stay, but hope you have a blessed straight day. Ah, thank you, Zach, for coming in. I appreciate it. Please refrain. Guys, if you're gonna come in, all I just ask is that you just be respectful, please. Especially when I'm reading the Bible and I'm holding these Bible studies. Um, I welcome all that wants to come in that has an open mind and maybe is thinking about reading the Bible or exploring the Bible. I welcome you in. Because I started off that way for open mind. I read the Bible and then I got saved. Um, so if you are genuinely wanting to come in, that's fine. But if you are going to come in and be disrespectful, you will get timed out. And you will um, you will get timed out. Okay. So that's all I really ask. That's all I really ask. of people coming in is just to be respectful. Okay. So yeah. I woke up this morning and I was not feeling great, and I still ain't feeling great. And I was gonna move the reading till Sunday, but God told me no, I still need to carry on with what I'm doing and speak the word, right? Because I had already prolonged this. Well, not prolonged it, because God wanted me to, push it back, and I know what I need to do, right? So I can't push it back any further. So I just shared a live 2 months ago, and there's already trolls. Thank you, children. Right? There's already trolls already. Which I don't usually get, unless when I'm reading I don't notice that there is in the chat. But yeah. So I'll wait probably like 5 more minutes for people to come in, and then I'll start reading. But as I said, I'm sorry, like, if I'm not sounding like so enthusiastic, but I really am. I promise you that, like, the love for God that I have is like I'm on fire for Him. So I promise you, it's just that I am just not feeling great at all. So, but the show must still go on. The message needs to still get out there. I never see troll. Okay, that's good. Because that's not the energy. That's not the energy I want, right? That's not. It's all positive vibes here. There's positivity spreading, positive and love. So yes. I'm reading from the NIV version, but you can read from whatever version of Bible you have, or you can just sit and you can just listen, and that's fine. You can just sit and you can just listen to the reading and message, and that will be great as well. But yeah, the whole point of my life is to really, I'm a beginner in this, right? So I've been saved for 11 months. For anyone that's new, I've been saved for 11 months now. Next month will make it a year since I've been saved. And I really wanted to start this as someone as a beginner coming into this, just reading the Bible, and encourage people to read the Bible. And if you've got an open mind, hi, Max. If you've got open mind and you wanted to explore the idea of the Bible, then that's what I wanted to ultimately do. It's just planting seeds, right? And it's a non-judgment zone here, so as I said, coming with an open mind, coming with just receiving the word of God. And like me, you never know what may happen down the line. You might get saved, or you might want to explore it more before you get saved. But again, it's just all here to help you pick up the Bible, start reading, and start to build a relationship with God, and start to walk with Christ. So that's the whole main thing, reason why I do this. I'm not advanced in this. I'm still learning, and you are welcome to come and learn with me. You are welcome to come and read along with me. So I think I'm gonna go and start getting to to the reading, and whoever joins. But yeah, so this is the book of Ruth. As I said, it is a short reading. As I said, it is a short reading. Is my chat okay? Can someone like put something in my chat so I know that it's working? Okay, good. Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure it didn't crash, because that's happened twice on my live. Okay, so let's read the book of Ruth. So, chapter 1. Naomi loses her husband and sons. In the days when the judges ruled, there was a famine in the land. So a man from Bethlehem in Judah, together with his wife and 2 sons, went to live for a while in the country of Moab. The man's name was Elimelech. His wife's name was Naomi, and the name of his 2 sons were Mahlon and Chilion. They were Ephrathites from Bethlehem, Judah, and they went to Moab and lived there. Now Elimelech's Naomi's husband died, and she was left with her 2 sons. They married Moabite women, one named Oprah and the other Ruth. After they had lived there about 10 years, both Mahlon and Chilion also died, and Naomi was left without her 2 sons and her husband. When Naomi heard in Moab that the Lord had come to the aid of his people by providing food for them, she and her daughters-in-law prepared to return home from there. With her 2 daughters-in-law, she left the place where she had been living and set out on the road that would take them back to the land of Judah. Then Naomi said to her 2 daughters-in-law, "Go back, each of you, to your mother's home. May the Lord show you kindness as you have shown kindness to your dead husbands and to me. May the Lord grant that each of you will find rest in the home of another husband." Then she kissed them goodbye, and they wept aloud and said to her, "We will go back with you to your people." But Naomi said, "Return home, my daughters. Why would you come with me? Am I going to have any more sons who could become your husbands? Return home, my daughters. I am too old to have another husband. Even if I thought there was still hope for me, even if I had a husband tonight and then gave birth to sons, would you wait until they grew up? Would you remain unmarried for them? No, my daughters, it is more bitter for me than for you, because the Lord's hand has turned against me." At this day they wept out aloud again. Then Oprah kissed her mother-in-law goodbye, but Ruth clung to her. "Look," said Naomi, "your sister-in-law is going back to her people and her gods. Go back with her." But Ruth replied, "Don't urge me to leave you or to turn back from you. Where you go, I will go, and where you stay, I will stay. Your people will be my people, and your God my God. Where you die, I will die, and there I will be buried. May the Lord deal with me, be ever so severely, if even death separates you and me." When Naomi realized that Ruth was determined to go with her, she stopped urging her. So the two women went on until they came to Bethlehem. When they arrived in Bethlehem, the whole town was stirred because of them, and the women exclaimed, "Can this be Naomi? Don't call me Naomi." She told them, "Call me Mara, because the Almighty has made my life very bitter. I went away full, but the Lord has brought me back empty. Why call me Naomi? The Lord has afflicted me. The Almighty has brought misfortune upon me." So Naomi returned from Moab, accompanied by Ruth and the Moabite, her daughter-in-law, arriving in Bethlehem as the barley harvest was beginning. Chapter 2. Now Naomi, chapter 2, Ruth meets Boaz in the cornfield. Now Naomi had a relative on her husband's side, a man of standing from the clan of Elimelech, whose name was Boaz. And Ruth the Moabite said to Naomi, "Let me go to the fields and pick up the leftover grain behind anyone in whose eyes I find favor." Naomi said to her, "Go ahead, my daughter." So she went out, entered the field, and began to glean behind the harvesters. As it turned out, she was working in a field belonging to Boaz, who was from the clan of Elimelech. Just when Boaz arrived from Bethlehem and greeted the harvesters, "The Lord be with you, the Lord bless you," they answered. Boaz asked the overseer of his harvesters, "Who does that young woman belong to?" The overseer replied, "She is the Moabite who came back from Moab with Naomi. She said, 'Please let me glean and gather among the sheaves behind the harvesters.' She came into the field and has remained here from morning till now, except for a short rest in the shelter." So Boaz said to Ruth, "My daughter, listen to me. Don't go and glean in another field, and don't go away from here. Stay here with the women who work for me. Watch the field where the men are harvesting and follow along after the women. I have told the men not to lay a hand on you, and whenever you are thirsty, go and get a drink from the water jars the men have filled." At this, she bowed down with her face to the ground. She asked him, "Why have I found such favor in your eyes that you notice me, a foreigner?" Boaz replied, "I've been told all about what you have done for your mother-in-law since the death of your husband, how you left your father and mother and your homeland and came to live with a people you did not know before. May the Lord repay you for what you have done. May you be richly rewarded by the Lord, the God of Israel, under whose wings you have come to take refuge. May I continue to find favor in your eyes, my Lord," she says. "You have put me at ease by speaking kindly to your servant, though I do not have the standing of one of your servants." At mealtime, Boaz said to her, "Come over here, have some bread and dip it in the wine vinegar." When she sat down with the harvesters, she offered her some roasted grain. She ate all she wanted and had some left over. She got up to glean. Boaz gave orders to his men, "Let her gather among the sheaves and don't reprimand her. Even pull out some stalks from her from the bundles and leave them for her to pick up, and don't rebuke her." So Ruth gleaned in the field until evening. Then she threshed the barley she had gathered, and it amounted to about an ephah. She carried it back to the town, and her mother-in-law saw how much she had gathered. Ruth also brought out and gave her what she had left over after she had eaten enough. Her mother-in-law asked her, "Where did you glean today? Where did you work? Blessed be the man who took notice of you. Then Ruth told her mother-in-law about the one at whose place she had been working. The name of the man I worked with today is Boaz, she said. The Lord bless him, Naomi said to her daughter-in-law. He has not stopped showing his kindness to the living and the dead, she added. That man is our close relative. He is one of our guardian redeemers. Then Ruth the Moabite said, he even said to me, stay with my workers until they finish harvesting all my grain. Naomi said to Ruth, her daughter-in-law, it will be good for you, my daughter, to go with the women who work for him, because in someone else's field you might be harmed. So Ruth stayed close to the women of Boaz to glean until the barley and wheat harvests were finished, and she lived with her mother-in-law. Chapter 3. One day, Ruth's mother-in-law, Naomi, said to her, my daughter, I must find a home for you where you will be well provided for. Now Boaz, with whose women you have worked, is a relative of ours. Tonight he will be winnowing barley on the threshing floor. Wash, put on perfume, and get dressed in your best clothes. Then go down to the threshing floor, but don't let him know you are there until he has finished eating and drinking. When he lies down, note the place where he is lying. Then go and uncover his feet and lie down. He will tell you what to do. I will do whatever you say, Ruth answered. So she went down to the threshing floor and did everything her mother-in-law told her to do. When Boaz had finished eating and drinking and was in good spirits, he went over to lie down at the far end of the grain pile. Ruth approached quietly, uncovered his feet and lay down. In the middle of the night, something startled the man. He turned and there was a woman lying on his feet. Who are you? He asked. I am your servant Ruth, she said. Spread the corner of your garment over me, since you are a guardian redeemer of our family. The Lord blessed you, my daughter. He replied, this kindness is greater than that which you showed earlier. You have not run after the younger man, wealthier, whether rich or poor. And now, my daughter, don't be afraid. I will do for you all you ask. All the people of my town know that you are a woman of noble character. Although it is true that I am a guardian redeemer of our family, there is another who is more closely related than I. Stay here for the night, and in the morning, if he wants to do his duty as your guardian redeemer, good, let him redeem you. But if he is not willing, as surely as the Lord lives, I will do it. Lie here until morning. So she lay at his feet until morning, but got up before anyone could be recognized. And he said, no one must know that a woman came to the threshing floor. So he also said, bring me the shawl you are wearing and hold it out. When she did so, he poured into it 6 measures of barley and placed the bundle on her. Then he went back to town. When Ruth came to her mother-in-law, Naomi asked, how did it go, my daughter? Then she told her everything Boaz had done for her and added, he gave me 6 measures of barley, saying, don't go back to your mother-in-law empty-handed. Then Naomi said, wait, my daughter, until you find out what happened, for the man will not rest until the matter is settled today. Chapter 4. So chapter 4 is the last chapter. Hi guys, thank you for coming in. Boaz married Ruth. Meanwhile, Boaz went up to the town gate and sat down there just as the guardian redeemer he had mentioned came along. Boaz said, come over here, my friend, and sit down. So he went over and sat down. Boaz took 10 of the elders of the town and said, sit here, and they did so. Then he said to the guardian redeemer, Naomi, who has come back from Moab, is selling the piece of land that belonged to our relative Elimelech. I thought I should bring the matter to your attention and suggest that you buy it in the presence of these seated here and in the presence of the elders of my people. If you will redeem it, do so, but if you will not, tell me, so I will know, for no one has the right to do it except you, and I am next in line. I will redeem it, he said. Then Boaz said, on the day you buy the land from Naomi, you will also acquire Ruth the Moabite, the dead man's widow, in order to maintain the name of the dead with his property. At this, the guardian redeemer said, then I cannot redeem it because I might endanger my own estate. You redeem it yourself. I cannot do it. Now, in earlier times in Israel, for the redemption and the transfer of property to become final, one party took off his sandal and gave it to the other. This was the method of legalizing transactions in Israel. So the guardian redeemer said to Boaz, buy it yourself, and he removed his sandal. Then Boaz announced to the elders and all the people, today you are witness that I have bought from Naomi all the property of Elimelech, Kelon, and Mahlon. I have also acquired Ruth the Moabite, Mahlon's widow, as my wife in order to maintain the name of the dead with his property, so that his name will not disappear from among his family or from his hometown. Today you are witnesses. Then the elders and all the people at the gate said, we are witnesses. May the Lord make the women who is coming into your home like Rachel and Leah, who together built up the family of Israel. May you have standing in Ephrath and be famous in Bethlehem through the offspring the Lord gives you by this young woman. May your family be like that of Perez, whom Tamar bore to Judah. Naomi gains a son. So Boaz took Ruth, and she became his wife. Then he made love to her. The Lord enabled her to conceive, and she gave birth to a son. The woman said to Naomi, praise be to the Lord, who this day has not left you without a guardian redeemer. May he become famous throughout Israel. He will renew your life and sustain you in your old age, for your daughter-in-law who loves you and who is better to you than 7 sons has given him birth. Then Naomi took the child in her arms and cared for him. The women living there said, Naomi has a son, and they named him Obed. He was the father of Jesse, the father of David. So the genealogy of David. This then is the family line of Perez. Perez was the father of Hezron. Hezron was the father of Ram. Ram was the father of Anibnidab. Anibnidab, the father of Nashon. Nashon, the father of Salmon. Salmon, the father of Boaz. Boaz, the father of Obed. Obed, the father of Jesse. And Jesse, the father of David. The end. So I know it's a short story, book, but it's a nice it's a nice way of going into the book of Samuel's, and as it says here, that Jesse is the father of David, so King David. So as I said, it's just a nice way to go into the book of Samuel's, and it's telling you the bloodline of David, which I think is amazing. For me, the message for me that I got from this book, right, is that I love that these two women stood together, stuck together in such difficult times and such hardship, you know, and in such difficult times, Ruth never left Naomi, you know, Ruth stayed, even though Naomi said, go, live your life, go and find another husband. I don't want to like hold you back from, having children and, living your life. But Ruth was like, no, I don't want to leave you. I'm loyal to you. I love you. And, you know, I just thought that was so lovely, because everybody in their life needs someone that's supportive like that, that is not going to leave them in times of need, in times of hardship, when circumstances are like really bad, that you're going to have that one person that's always going to be like, no, I'm standing by you, I'm sticking by you. And I just thought it was just so, I thought it was so beautiful. And when I first read the book, I didn't understand much why it was, one, it was short, but why it was there in the book. But as I said, it's a nice way to get into the book of Samuel's, and it explains, like, as I said, the bloodline of David. So I just thought it was beautiful how these women came together, and Naomi looked after Ruth, and guided her and helped her with the grace of God, and even God just shown his love, his grace, I just felt like Hiram, I just felt like the compassion, Ruth just saw so much like compassion in Naomi and her situation, and she lost her husband and she lost her sons, and in that time Ruth said, I ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere, and stuck by her, and stuck by her, and I just thought it makes sense. So I just hope that you got something from the book of Ruth. And I also feel that it was really great of Boaz to stand up and redeem Ruth, because if the other person had did it, that means his bloodline would potentially be wiped out, and he wasn't willing to do that. But Boaz was really willing to step up and do that for another man that wasn't alive, for his family, for his bloodline to carry on. And that's just amazing, just such a selfless act, such a selfless thing to do. So thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for pardon me, thank you all for listening. As I said, I hope that you did get something out of the book of Ruth, and I hope that we continue to support each other and help each other, take care of each other, show kindness, show compassion, show love, all of these things that require the world just to be in such like harmony and peace. And then I know like there's a long way to go, like to get the world in such order, but God makes a way, and he knows what he's doing. We can never question what he does, because as I said, if you watch my last video of what is happiness, as I said, God has never lost. He's never taken no losses. He knows what he's doing. He's just great. He's almighty, and we just have to give him all the praises and all the glory and all the honor. And he's changed my life in the last 11 months, and I just I'm just so grateful, and I'm like glad that he's chose me. He left the 99 for the one. I'm so glad that he chose me to speak the word, and to speak my testimony, and he's trusting me with it. he's trusting me with it. He knows that my heart. He knows that I'm really 100% like for God. Like, I'm so firm. I'm standing 10 toes down with you. I ain't going nowhere. You can't tell me nothing. You know, I am locked in, guys. Me and God, we are locked in. What? Um, I just can't explain it. You really do have to have a relationship with him. You have to have your own personal relationship with him, and I encourage that because I'm just it's just so amazing to have him there every step of the way, and just to encourage and just to let me know that things will be okay, you know. And he's been showing me things along the way, even when I went away for those 6 days and it was just me and God, and he was just telling me, you know, you've got this, you know. And I got a plan together, you know. He helped me put it together, and I'm just like, he's just so amazing. He's just so amazing. I'm sorry, guys. I could talk about God all day because I just think it's just like I just can't believe how much my life has changed, right? And from a non-believer to like a solid believer, you know, a real solid believer. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end the live because, as I said, I wasn't well. I wasn't well. I'm still not well, and I didn't want to push this back even more. The Book of Ruth, and plus God said, no, you need to speak the message. You're not getting out of this one. There's no, you're not ill. You know, you can sleep it off. You can sleep it off later. But the word, the message needs to come out, and you know, you just need to let people know that the support is there, man. The support is there, and I just want to let you guys know that God is there, man. God is there. He loves you, and He's waiting for you to come back. And I just want you to get into the Word, man. Just get into the Word. But yeah, let me go before I start rambling on, and you know, talking about how much I love God and how much every day I just want to praise and honor Him, and give Him all the glory. Thank you, Kevin. I'm happy that you guys like the reading, and you know, as I said in the beginning, I literally just read the word, because I don't want to confuse no one, and two, I'm very new in this, right? And I too am learning, and it's great that I can bring people along with me to learn and get encouraged to read the Bible, pick up the word. You know, we can all learn together, and I've got great mods that are have been believers of Christ for a long time, which have been great support as well. You know, been such a great support in helping me with the word. So I have to thank you guys as well. So yeah, next week the book of Jonah. Sorry guys. Next week the book of Jonah. I'll be reading, and it's a short book as well, but it's a good book. I'll be reading that next week Friday, same time. And then watch out for announcement. I'll be doing a video announcement for what I'll be doing in April and May. Okay. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Kevin. But yeah, thank you guys. Bye.